They tried to silence us, but our voices became echoes that refused to fade. This is more than history. This is our fight, our truth, our legacy. Welcome to Echoes of Struggle, where every untold story finds its voice. Are you ready to listen? Are you ready to stand? The judge's verdict in a new dawn. The morning light streamed through the courtroom windows, casting a soft glow over the tense faces. Lawyer Daud Rahim adjusted his coat, his sharp eyes fixed on the judge. The courtroom buzzed with whispers, but all attention was on him. Today's verdict would not just decide a man's fate, but also challenge the system itself. The judge took a deep breath, ready to deliver the decision. The atmosphere was electric. Media cameras flashed, reporters whispered into their microphones, and every spectator sat on the edge of their seat. The judge struck his gavel against the desk, silencing the murmurs. Order in the court! A deep silence fell over the room. Everyone knew that this was more than just a case. It was a battle for justice. The case revolved around a falsely accused man. The police had arrested him without substantial evidence, relying only on fabricated reports. Daud Rahim didn't see this as just another legal battle. He saw it as an opportunity to set a precedent. If we remain silent today, an innocent person will suffer tomorrow, he declared. Daud meticulously investigated every aspect of the case. He met with witnesses, scrutinized case files, and dissected every minor detail. The prosecution insisted they had undeniable proof, but Daud was convinced it had been tampered with. He systematically broke down each piece of evidence, preparing to expose the deception in court. As the trial began, the prosecution presented their arguments, claiming their evidence was solid. But Daud Rahim examined it closely and found inconsistencies. He questioned each witness so skillfully that the cracks in their testimonies became visible. One witness, who had previously supported the police's claim, started to falter under Daud's intense cross-examination. "Are you absolutely certain that you saw the accused at the crime scene?" Daud asked. The witness hesitated, beads of sweat forming on his forehead. I'm not entirely sure," he finally admitted. As Daud systematically dismantled the prosecution's case, the courtroom erupted into chaos. Police officers, who had previously stood confidently, were now shouting in outrage. "This cannot be happening," one of them yelled. But the truth was now out in the open. The judge struck the gavel again, his voice firm. "If there is any more disruption, I will have people removed from this courtroom." Despite his warning, tension crackled in the air like a brewing storm. For Daud, this case was not just about one man, it was a mission. He turned to the judge and delivered his final argument. "If we punish an innocent man today, we set a dangerous precedent. Tomorrow, anyone could be accused without evidence, living in fear of a corrupt system." He had fought many legal battles before, but this one was different. This was a fight against the system itself. He reinforced every point with facts, ensuring that justice would not be denied. The judge sat in deep thought after hearing both sides. Everyone held their breath, waiting for his decision. Finally, in a solemn voice, he said, "The court has reached a verdict." The room fell silent. The judge reviewed the documents one last time before speaking. "The court finds that the prosecution's evidence is insufficient. The accused is hereby acquitted. The defendant is not guilty." The words echoed through the courtroom. For a moment, there was complete silence, and then an explosion of reactions. Daud Rahim had won. The wrongly accused man, who had spent months fearing for his life, was now free. Tears welled up in the man's eyes as he turned to Daud. "Thank you, sir. If it weren't for you, my life would have been ruined." Daud smiled and simply replied, "Justice has prevailed." The police officers, who had earlier been full of arrogance, now stood ashamed, avoiding eye contact. This was not just a win for one individual, it was a victory against an unjust system. The corrupt practices of law enforcement had been exposed in front of the entire nation. As Daud stepped out of the courthouse, a crowd surrounded him. People applauded his courage and dedication to justice. Reporters rushed toward him, microphones extended, but he simply said, "Justice has won today." This verdict inspired many. Daud Rahim's name was now known far and wide. His victory had not just freed one innocent man, it had awakened a movement. More people began coming forward with their stories, demanding justice. A new era had begun, one where the light of truth burned brighter than ever before.